Let's walk on the wise path.
Have you ever woken up in the morning, gone through the motions of your day, and felt like something was just off? Maybe it's that nagging feeling deep inside that you've been walking the same path over and over, trapped in a cycle, as if life is just repeating itself. You know there's more to life, but you can't put your finger on what it is. Something's missing. You're constantly busy chasing things, but somehow you still feel empty. It's like living in a dream, isn't it? Now, I want you to ask yourself this question. What if the life you've been living has been a lie? What if everything you've been taught, everything you've believed about who you are, the world around you, has been nothing more than a carefully crafted illusion designed to keep you trapped? Here's the thing. If this feeling, this inner stirring, has found you right now, it means you are waking up. You are on the verge of something huge. What if this moment is the key that unlocks a completely new reality for you? What if today, everything changes? The ancient sages knew something that the world has tried to bury for centuries. And guess what? They're reaching out to you right now. Their secret has found you, and it's not by accident. Your life is about to shift in ways you never imagined. Ready to wake up? Stay with me, because this isn't just another motivational speech. It's the key to unlocking your true potential. This is your moment of awakening. You've already sensed it, haven't you? Something's off, and you're finally ready to see the truth. Stick with me as we uncover what the greatest minds of history knew about the true nature of our existence. The illusion of the world. For most of your life, you've been told how to live. The world around you, society itself, has handed you a script, and you've followed it without question. Go to school, work hard, get a good job, pay your bills, retire, and then die. It's the cycle that most people fall into, living as if that's the only way. We get caught in this cycle because we think that's just the way things are, that it's the only choice we have. But here's the question. What if it's all an illusion? What if everything you've been taught, everything you believe about success, about who you are, is all part of a grand illusion designed to keep you trapped in a never-ending cycle of striving for more, yet never truly achieving anything of meaning? That's exactly what's happening. The truth is, the world you see around you isn't the real world. It's a carefully constructed reality designed to keep you distracted. Think about it. The stories you hear from the time you're young, the images you see on TV, the narratives pushed on you by society, these aren't truths. They're just ideas, created to keep you compliant, to keep you in a box. The idea of success is programmed into your mind, so you spend your life chasing something that you'll never truly catch. You think more money, more stuff, more approval will make you happy, but no matter how much you get, there's always something missing. Why? Because the real world, the one you're truly meant to experience, has been hidden from you. This is what the great sages were talking about. The Hindus called this illusion Maya, the veil that hides the true reality from us. Plato talked about this in his famous allegory of the cave, where prisoners were chained and only able to see the shadows on the wall. They believed these shadows were real, but they weren't. The reality of the world was beyond their sight. You've been living in your own version of the cave. But what if today is the day you break free? Breaking the matrix. When we talk about the matrix, most people think about movies, wires, or machines that control human lives. But the real matrix isn't made up of machines. It's made up of ideas, stories, and beliefs that have been drilled into us since childhood. From the moment you were born, you were fed a script, a set of beliefs and expectations that you were meant to follow. And just like the prisoners in Plato's cave, you were convinced that the shadows on the wall were the only reality that mattered. Think about it. You've been told that you need to go to school, get good grades, work hard, and then only after decades of work can you enjoy life. You're told that happiness comes from external accomplishments, from material wealth, from things outside yourself. But what if I told you that the system you've been following is designed to keep you distracted and compliant? The matrix, in this sense, is a series of narratives that have been instilled in you since birth. You need to succeed. You need to be busy all the time. You have to keep working harder, pushing yourself. These ideas create an endless loop where no matter what you do, you're never fully satisfied. You feel like you're spinning your wheels, running after something that always seems just out of reach. And why is that? Because the system needs you to believe in the illusion of progress. It needs you to keep pushing, keep striving, keep running on the hamster wheel. But here's the truth. The matrix doesn't exist outside of you. It's all in your mind. The stories, the rules, the expectations, they're all things that were handed to you. But now that you know, once you awaken to this truth, the game changes. You are not bound by these rules. You can break free. The real power comes when you stop playing by the matrix's rules. It's time to take back control. Are you ready to do that? Why you feel like something's missing? Have you ever felt that deep, gut-wrenching feeling that something isn't right, no matter what you do? No matter how many distractions you throw at it, there's an emptiness inside that nothing seems to fill. You might try to fill that void with work, social media, entertainment, shopping, or any number of things. Yet, after each brief escape, that nagging emptiness always returns. Why does it feel like you can never truly be satisfied? Why does it feel like you're missing something? This feeling isn't random. It's not a mistake. It's not some quirk of your mind. This feeling is actually a calling. Your soul is trying to tell you something. It's whispering to you that you've been living in an illusion, a world that's been designed to distract and keep you from your true potential. You've likely already begun to notice that the things you once thought would bring happiness, new cars, promotions, expensive items, just don't seem to cut it anymore. You get them, but the emptiness is still there. The reason? Because true fulfillment doesn't come from external achievements. It comes from within. The great sages of history, the mystics, the philosophers, they all knew this. They knew that this physical world, as we perceive it, is not the real world. The truth is beyond the veil. It's been hidden from you, but now it's starting to reveal itself. You've felt the calling, haven't you? What's happening now is not a coincidence. You're beginning to wake up. And this feeling of emptiness is not a curse. It's the first step toward discovering the truth. You're being called to break free from the illusion and start living a life of real meaning. The cycle of repetition. Here's the thing. If you've ever felt like you're stuck in a never-ending loop, constantly doing the same things over and over again, that feeling isn't a mistake. It's not some random event. This repetition is part of the system, part of the trap designed to keep you stuck. And here's why: your mind is a pattern machine. It loves to repeat what's familiar, even if that familiarity is pain, fear, or frustration. Think about it. You've been conditioned since childhood to believe certain things. Life is hard. Money comes through suffering. Love is painful. These ideas are deeply embedded in your subconscious, and they play on repeat day after day. Even if you consciously want a better life, even if you want to break free, something always pulls you back. Why? Because your mind doesn't care about your happiness, it cares about your survival. It wants to keep you in the comfort of the familiar, even if that familiarity is holding you back. So when you try to change, when you try to break free from the old patterns, there's resistance. It's not some external force stopping you. It's your own mind, conditioned to keep you stuck in the cycle. Every time a memory of past trauma or fear resurfaces, you react in the same way: anxiety, self-doubt, frustration. You don't even realize it's happening. But the truth is, you're not just reacting to the past, you're living in it. This cycle doesn't have to control you, but it does take awareness. You have the power to break free, but it starts by recognizing that this cycle is a mental construct. Once you realize that, you can begin to break free from it. The victim mindset. Now let's talk about the most insidious part of the matrix, the victim mindset. What happens when you start to see yourself as a victim of life? Maybe you think, I've had a tough childhood, I wasn't given the same opportunities, or I never get lucky. These are all stories that you've been told, and somewhere along the way, you started believing them. But the problem is, when you believe that you are a victim, you give away your power. You start to believe that your life is controlled by external factors, the economy, your job, other people's actions. You start to think that you have no control, that the world is happening to you, and there's nothing you can do about it. This is the trap. The Matrix wants you to feel powerless. Why? Because when you feel powerless, you don't question the system. You just survive. But here's the truth. When you see yourself as a victim, you stay stuck in that role. You stop creating, you stop questioning, and you stop changing. You get stuck in survival mode, always reacting to life, never truly living it. But when you realize that you are not the victim, that you are the creator, everything changes. You have the power to change your life. You always have. It's just a matter of seeing through the illusion. And once you do, you'll never look at the world the same way again. Breaking free. So, what happens once you realize you're not a victim anymore? What happens when you wake up to the truth that everything around you, everything you've been taught, is an illusion? The moment you break free from that victim mentality is the moment everything changes. The great sages of the past have always known this. Whether it was Buddha teaching about the nature of suffering, Jesus saying that the kingdom of heaven is within you, or Socrates urging people to question everything, they all shared the same core message. The world you see isn't the true reality. The illusion has been placed in front of you, and you've been told to accept it as truth. But once you understand this, it becomes clear. You don't need to keep running on the treadmill of life, endlessly chasing happiness or success that never comes. The truth is that your external reality is a direct reflection of your internal world. If you change the way you perceive things, the world around you starts to change too. Think about it. If you've been conditioned to believe that life is hard, that money is scarce, or that success comes only through endless struggle, you've been living in a mental prison. These ideas are just beliefs, but they've been so ingrained in you that they've become your reality. When you change your internal dialogue, when you shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance, from fear to love, your external reality begins to mirror that change. Breaking free means embracing the fact that you are not a prisoner of your past, your circumstances, or the system. The only thing that's been keeping you trapped is your own mind. And once you break free from those mental chains, you'll realize that the entire world is open to you. But how do you do it? The first step is realizing that the change begins with you. You don't have to wait for external events to change, for someone else to do something for you. The power to change your reality has always been within you. The moment you realize that, everything shifts. Awakening. Awakening is a term that gets tossed around a lot, but what does it really mean? Is it some mystical, out-of-body experience? Not necessarily. Awakening is simply the process of realizing that you've been living in a fog, unaware of the deeper truths about life, yourself, and the universe. It's when you finally see through the illusion and begin to understand that everything you've been told about reality is just a story. What happens when you awaken is that you stop identifying with the stories you've been told. You stop believing the narrative that life is something you need to fight against. Instead, you start seeing life as something you can create. You realize that you're not just a passive observer of the world, you are an active participant, a creator of your own experience. The key to awakening is presence. It's about being in the moment and recognizing that this very moment is all there is. Most people spend their entire lives either stuck in the past or worrying about the future. They live in a constant state of anxiety or regret. But the awakened person understands that the only thing that truly exists is now. When you start living in the present moment, you begin to see life from a completely different perspective. Things that once seemed so important, the job you hate, the money you don't have, the relationships that drain you begin to lose their grip on you. You start to feel lighter, more connected to who you truly are. You start seeing the world with fresh eyes, as if you're experiencing it for the first time. And once you awaken, there's no turning back. You can't unsee what you've seen. You can't go back to sleep. The truth will always be with you, and it will guide you to a higher state of awareness, one where you are free to live the life you were always meant to live. Once you've realized that you've been living in an illusion, the next step is to reprogram your mind. For years, you've been conditioned by society, family, and external forces to think and believe in certain ways. But here's the secret: these beliefs are not yours. They've been imposed on you, and now it's time to take them down. The first step in reprogramming is to silence the noise. The matrix thrives on distractions. It thrives on keeping you busy, constantly feeding you information that doesn't serve you. Social media, news, endless advertisements, they all work to keep your attention away from the truth. When you disconnect from this noise, even for just a little while, you create space for clarity to enter your mind. Meditation is one of the most powerful tools you can use for this. Now I know what you might be thinking: I can't meditate. My mind is too noisy. But the truth is, that's exactly why you need to meditate. Meditation isn't about quieting the mind. That's nearly impossible. It's about creating a space between your thoughts so you can begin to observe them rather than react to them. Start small. Just 5 minutes a day. Sit in a quiet space. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. At first, your mind will race. Thoughts will come and go, but your job isn't to stop them. It's to watch them pass by like clouds in the sky. The more you practice, the more space you create between yourself and your thoughts. And in that space, freedom begins to emerge. Once you've started to create that space, it's time to reprogram your beliefs. You've been taught to believe in scarcity, fear, and struggle. But these beliefs are not true. They are just old programs running in the background of your mind. It's time to replace them with new beliefs. Use affirmations. Write down what you want to believe about yourself. I am abundant. I am worthy. I am powerful. Repeat these every day, and as you do, feel the truth of them in your body. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what you imagine. The more you repeat these affirmations, the more your reality begins to shift. This process of reprogramming may take time, but with consistent effort, you'll begin to see the world differently. You'll begin to attract opportunities, abundance, and joy. And one day, you'll look around and realize that your life has changed completely. The law of vibration. There's a universal law that governs everything in this universe. The law of vibration. Everything, and I mean everything, is energy. The thoughts in your mind, the feelings in your body, the things you see and hear, all of them are vibrating at different frequencies. And guess what? Your frequency determines what you attract. Think of it this way. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to attract everything they want in life? They seem to walk into a room and immediately connect with the right people, get opportunities that others only dream about, and find themselves in the right place at the right time. You might think it's luck, but it's not. It's vibration. When you vibrate at a higher frequency, at a frequency of love, joy, abundance, and peace, you attract more of those things into your life. It's the law of attraction at work. On the other hand, if you vibrate at a lower frequency, if you're constantly stuck in fear, doubt, or scarcity, you'll attract more of those things into your life. The key to changing your reality is to raise your vibration. Start by focusing on what feels good. What brings you joy? What makes you feel peaceful? Do more of that. Surround yourself with positive people, positive thoughts, and positive experiences. The more you raise your vibration, the more your life will shift. But don't just focus on the external. The real change starts within. When you start to feel abundant, joyful, and at peace, you'll begin to notice opportunities, people, and situations that match that vibration. The universe will begin to align with you, and your life will start to reflect the higher frequency you're operating from. The final step, living in alignment. The final step in your journey to freedom is living in alignment with your truth. You've gone through the process of awakening, reprogramming your mind, and raising your vibration. Now it's time to start living from that place of alignment every single day. What does it mean to live in alignment? It means living according to your true nature, not the one that society has imposed on you. It means making choices that align with your inner truth, not the expectations of others. When you live in alignment, your life flows effortlessly. You stop forcing things to happen. Instead, you allow life to unfold naturally, knowing that everything you need is already within you. You don't have to chase success, love, or happiness. They come to you when you are living in alignment with your true self. The best part? When you live in alignment, you no longer get triggered by external events. You no longer react with fear, anger, or frustration. You remain calm, centered, and peaceful, no matter what's happening around you. And as you do, the world begins to mirror that peace back to you. The truth is, the world is always reflecting back to you what's going on inside of you. When you change internally, everything around you starts to shift. Your relationships improve. Your work becomes more meaningful. Opportunities flow to you effortlessly. Living in alignment means being true to yourself, living authentically, and trusting that the universe is always guiding you to where you need to be. It's the key to freedom, abundance, and peace.